first of all.
Is that us?
Not yet. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's wee Paddy from across the shock. Can I hear echo, Justin?
Yeah, hold on a wee sec.
Hello, everybody. How you? I'm in my second home, Allerdale, Scotland.
Try that now.
Is that any better this time?
Yeah, that's it.
Good evening, everybody. As usual, technical problems, but I now have a technical assistant. He was going to be the technical genius, but he's just been dropped down to assistant now. You're very, very welcome. It's a Christmas special. It's a live. I always said I wasn't going to go back and do lives, but Justin has quite amazingly decided he's going to do the technical side and work the feed and that sort of thing, which I could never do. It just flustered me. So I'm so happy to be doing lives. We'll both be joining in the lives. He's not just shoved into the corner, and he'll answer any question you ask him on anything. He didn't know I was going to say that either.
No, but I'll do my best, as we always do.
The main part of this video tonight, for me, is my chance to give a wee bit back to my subscribers. I have an amazing giveaway for Christmas. It'll not be drawn tonight. This is just how you enter into it tonight. It will be drawn on the 1st of January. So that person will get his knife. It'll be his first new knife of the year, hopefully. It will be sent out. As long as the postal strikes have settled down by then, I'll send it out that day on the 1st of January, 2nd of January, whichever the post starts up. So it's a fantastic giveaway. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes or so to see how many people. There's 14 of you here now. That's great. I'll give it about 10 minutes and then I'm going to do that. But this is just an open opportunity. If you're in the chat, ask a question. Justin will pick out ones and put them across the screen. If you're missed, don't worry about it. Just write the question down again and maybe the next time round, because you know how much I like to waffle. And now I don't have to read anything. I can waffle as good as anybody. So
we've got the Perman, Stephen, we've got the Perman, we've got Pikefish, we've got Dwayne Letterman and RJ's Knives all in so far.
Good. Oh, God, I've got 20 up here in mine. I don't know what that is.
Ah, you've got a lot more than me then.
It'll probably just be that delay coming. But
yeah, it
seems we're up to 20 now anyway. So, I mean, yes, ask any questions you want. There's not a problem. As I say, 10 minutes, I'll do that. How to enter into the Christmas draw. And I'm going to start with, why don't I ask you, what were you carrying today? Stick it down in the comments. For me, I was carrying this beautiful little knife, which is going to be one of the first 5 videos I review after Christmas Day. This is a George Wolfson home. And this was a very, very generous and beautiful gift from Frank over at Framar Knives, who sells the Jack Wolf knives. And he just sent it over as a little present. And I am over the moon with it. I mean, this is a 50, 60-year-old knife, at least. I haven't done the research yet. And it's in mint condition. Absolutely mint. And this will be one of the first reviews I do. It's been in my pocket for 2 days now. I just love it. And Justin, what have you got for today?
Well, I've got a few specials. I treated myself to a Red Berry Alox 2018 limited edition Cadet, because the Cadet is one of my favorites, and you just can't get colored Alox anywhere these days. So this was a really good deal. Got it off Congi from Congi's knife sale. So shout out to him and thank you very much for getting it to me before Christmas. It was a lovely surprise, and I've been carrying this as my Christmas special for the last couple of days.
Really, I know how excited you were to get that.
Absolutely. It's one of those unicorns, you know. It takes you a while to get them. Okay, so we've got a lot of feed coming in. We've got James at Twisted saying season's greetings to us both, and it's always good to have James on the call. We've got Paul, who's carrying a QSP Falcon and a Real Steel Stella, and Pikefish, who carries a buck 503 every day. RJ is carrying a Case Trapper in yellow Delrin. And that's what we've got so far, Stephen. So
Lovely.
Disney cars in as well. So I'm wishing us both a Merry Christmas. Right
That
back
is
at
fun.
it.
Yeah, a really happy Christmas. I say this is going to be very off the cuff. We're just going to answer whatever comes up and then do that in about 5 minutes' time. If you just joined, I'll do the details on how to enter into the raffle for this beautiful knife that you're going to get for the new year. Hopefully the first knife you're going to have in 2023, and I know that you will love it.
Speaking of knives, I was just thinking there, Stephen, and I hope I'm not preempting your prep, but it was just interesting that Paul has a QSP Falk in there, because I understand you got a new QSP, didn't you?
I did get a new QSP. In fact, I've got 2 new QSP knives. Two, yes. I got
out on me again, old man.
David from QSP rang me up a few weeks ago and said, would I like to try out the new Hedgehog, which is a slip joint from QSP, which is quite unusual in its looks. But oh my goodness, what a slip joint knife. And this is a reasonably priced slip joint knife. It's going to be available from Heine Haynes. It's not there yet. This has only been released in America in December. So here's just a quick look. I'll be doing an unboxing or a show and tell now. This is the QSP Hedgehog in micarta that has been sculpted. It is just, look at that. And it's contoured. This blade has a hollow grind that is just super thin. And the odd thing about him, you could call it a cleaver-ish sort of shape, but this little clip at the end of it here just makes this knife, because it gives you enough to poke into something to cut through, especially boxes. Norman, thank you very much, and a Merry Christmas to you and all your family from me and Justin. Yeah, this is an absolutely beautiful knife. Slip joint with a half stop, and that beautiful, really lovely, good strong slip joint. I love it. I have to get to work a sheath out for this one, but it is beautiful. And there's different materials that are on the handles. So hopefully by January, it'll be up on Heine Haynes. And I'll show you the other QSP a wee bit later on, after we've got some more people in here and we've talked about it. The other thing that I want to talk about, the Saturday Lives that I've done, we're sort of going to replace them with this, because it's more interactive. And I think we'll enjoy it. We don't know because of Justin's work, we can never be sure what night it will be on. But we're going to try, I think, Justin, about once a week, if we can, do a quick live, if that's okay with him. But if it's not, we can work around it. He has been teaching me how to do StreamYard. He was over the house the other night, and I think we uploaded 3 videos by mistake. So there was people coming on, where are you? So I'm nearly there now. I need to do a bit more practicing.
And this is very much a case, folks, of the blind leading the blind, because I mean I'm only getting used to it as well. So it's been an interesting experiment, if nothing else. But we haven't killed each other yet, so
no,
we're getting there.
Justin is a trainer in real life, and I'll have to say he is one of the calmest people that's ever taught me anything, because I asked the stupidest of questions, and he never once raised his voice or called me an idiot. Now, I caught him turning his head around and putting his hand up in front of his mouth, but I'm sure that was just endearing terms.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a couple of wee comments, and I'm going to flash up on the screen, Stephen. So we've got a new in the club, so we've got a new convert to knives.
That's lovely. Yeah, James is such a nice chap. He's in the comments there, and if you are just new, you can still talk to each other in the comments. Just mention James by name if you want to ask him a question, or if it gets too complicated, we can bring him on if he wants. But if there's anybody out there who wants to come on and just have a wee chat, join in the conversation, you're more than welcome. All you have to do, am I right, Justin? They just have to send you their email address and you'll send them a link.
I will indeed. Yep, absolutely.
So anybody that wants to come on, you are more than welcome. But try and leave it until after. Try and leave it until after I do the giveaway rules and regulations. There's 2 regulations. That's it. It's uncomplicated, but it's as fair as I think it can be. Look, you know, when you do a giveaway on YouTube, you get a stack of new subs. I've never been a get new subs man. Yes, I love having them, and they come as they want. I don't over push it. I don't ask for subs much, but there's one rule that I'm going to be doing this year that hopefully will just make this special for those who have followed the channel for this year. I want to just give something back for this year. I've been very fortunate in getting a certain brand of knife free. I never make any bones about that. I get it for free. So I've had a wonderful year of reviewing every month an absolutely fantastic knife. So it's just something I want to give back to the channel. For people maybe that are sick and tired of listening to it, I'm sorry, but it's not going to stop, I hope. There's going to be more once a month in the new year. I really hope, because it's a brand that has to get out there. Anybody got any knives that they're looking forward to at Christmas, or know they're getting, or who've ordered on their wife's behalf?
Well, Andrew here has already got lucky.
Merry Christmas. Thank you all. A Jack-Off knife today. That Hedgehog looks great. Traditional pockets have jig TI version. It does look amazing. And apparently I was watching Lefty's EDC and he got it. And apparently it's even thinner than the Hedgehog that I've got here and much lighter. But I mean, the Hedgehog isn't heavy by any means at all. I think it's about 2.5 inches. But I think that's even less on the titanium version. And I love that jig bone. Although everybody seems to be start calling it jigged. Where does that come from? It's jigged bone. So yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
Let the arguments commence. Pronunciation differences.
And don't forget,
comments.
Oh, sorry, I keep interrupting. Don't forget, James has, if he's in I just want him to confirm it. I think the order and everything is placed for the new belt knife that we done, the small fixed blade, and hopefully that's going to be near the end of the first quarter. Everything's still all right with that, James? James is maybe.
I'll keep an eye open for any for a response. So,
I know he puts his kids to bed at this time of the night.
Yeah. Okay, we have a response to the jig, Ed. So we've got Michael Morgan. Is that where it's coming from, Michael? It's one of the reviewers at TPK.
No, and Austin is the owner of TPK. So it's running a jig edition of that knife.
No, I think he says it's a running joke, Stephen. So
all right.
They've obviously been
I didn't get the memo on that one. I've heard so many of the Americans doing it, and I thought I was going to have to do an English lesson tonight for those Americans that are watching.
Here we go. We've got Paul, who's just got some nice wee Kaiser and a classic limited 2020.
Lovely, really nice. That's one thing I've never even had a sheepdog in hand. It's not really one of my blade shapes, but they're so popular. They must be brilliant. I'm just behind the door in this one, but I do like. I suppose it's a bit like the blade shape is just a deeper version of this, isn't it? It's more like a cleaver shaped.
Yeah. It's a hell of a sort of contrast, the classic against the sheepdog there, Paul.
Yeah. Yes. The big and the small.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to carry.
Say again, Steve.
Go ahead, Justin.
I was just wondering, is that the Alox classic, Paul? The sort of the aqua blue for 2020? You can let me know in the.
I think I might get that wee blue one myself. It looks the blue looks nice.
Yeah, I've got the Cadet and the Pioneer in the 2020. It was sort of it's when I started collecting knives in anger, and the limited edition seemed like a great way to start. Yeah.
It's funny, just while we're here and we're talking about it, how many of you in the comments, how many started collecting as a result of COVID? It would be lovely to see what sort of a mixture we have. Justin has just said him.
Guilty as charged.
Anybody else? Oh. I think it takes a while for the...
Yeah, it takes a wee while for the chat to come through, but I suppose they do have to. Yeah, Michael Morgan's coming through. He was definitely
right.
He was definitely a COVID collector. That's the only one we've got so far.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I think there might be more because it just seems to have really filled up in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
There's been a huge surge of people.
We're
definitely
we're still getting more people coming on, which is good.
That's great.
RJ was just saying that COVID started as traditional collecting.
That's interesting. Why did I not know that? I spoke with him for about 5 hours in them lives over there, and I didn't know that. And gosh, there you go.
And here's a comment, Stephen, I think it will resonate with everybody.
I hear you, Michael. It gets worse. It turns into a badger set.
Yeah, and coming back to RJ's comment, I mean, I started collecting sacks when I was at the start of COVID. It was only when I met his nibs here that I started collecting traditionals, which has been, I don't know, it's just another endless rabbit hole. So yeah, find something and stick to it, and don't talk to Stephen because he'll give you something else to distract you. I mean, it's all about the shiny stuff.
Yeah, but it's funny because when I started, I wanted to get the locking knives and that because I'd never seen them before. I didn't know there was places in the UK you could buy them, other than on sort of secret societies because they're so frowned upon here. Yeah. Yes, return to a Chinese who discovered knives during COVID. Great. It's so I mean, and I went hell for leather into buying all these locking knives, which you can't even carry over here. And then after, it took me about 4 years to get through that itch. And now this last sort of 1.5 to 2 years, I've gone back to slip joints that I grew up with as a boy. And I couldn't be happier now, to be honest with you. I still get the odd locking knife, but not as many as I used to. I used to get them by the bucket load. Right. I think I'm going to start, and we'll get this out of the way now.
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell the Christmas giveaway. Shall I give you the rules first or the knife first? Damn it, I'm going to give you the rules and you can wait for the knife. The rules are, you must be subscribed to this channel. But, and there's a big but, that is closed tonight. You can only, if you're on this live stream and you want to be a sub, get on tonight. Because as of tonight, it's closed. Not closed, you can be a sub, but you won't be entered into the draw, or you can't enter into the draw unless you've been a sub before tonight. The second part is, what I would like you to do for your final part of the entry is to write down, this is how you claim to be in, is you write down what video, any video I've done in the last year that you commented on. So that I know it's a wee bit of a faffle, but I want this prize to go to somebody who's been with the channel, who's watching my videos, because they're the special people. I have an awful lot of special people. And I'm going to let this run until the 31st, midnight on the 31st UK time. And then at some stage, hopefully I'll get Justin involved on the 1st of January. I'll do the giveaway. We'll do it live on the screen. If that's possible. If not, I'll maybe put it off to the second, whichever suits Justin. I'm free and easy anytime, which is quite common. So, okay. To get entered into the draw, you must be a sub, but the cutoff for the sub that can enter the draw is by the end of tonight. After that, you can't enter in for the draw. Then you've got to write down the name of a video you have watched so that I can check whoever wins is actually who he says he is. and what he says he is. And that's
And
it.
is that a video,
Say again?
Stephen, is that a video from this year or from whenever?
A video from this year. But if you're one of my older subs and you've been watching, but not, you can put one in from the year before. I don't mind. As long as you've been with me, I'll know you if you've been in with me. It's not easy to know the regulars, or it's not hard to know the regulars. But I will be very strict that it must be before tonight. And for those of you who are kicking your heels and a bit angry, I'm absolutely sorry about it. But this is my Christmas present, and I get to pick the rules. So to me, this is the fairest way that I can give my subs something back. And what you will get when you do that horrendous task of having to write down a whole video name, you will be into the draw for this beautiful knife. This is the Jack Wolf K9, brand new in the tube. You'll get the tube. You will get the cloth. You will get the leather slip. You won't get any stickers because I keep them. And that's my rule. So you'll get everything bar the stickers in the tin. And then you will get this knife. This is the Benny's clip in this green micarta, jungle micarta, which is stunning. Absolutely. The movement in it is amazing. The fit and finish is just Jack Wolf fit and finish. It's perfect. It's perfect. It has the beautiful Lanny's clip. Absolutely stunning blade. So thin behind the edge. A full hollow grind. Well, it's not a full hollow grind. You've got this this tiny bit, but this is really carved into hollow ground. It's so sharp. It's a beautiful knife. It's a full 4-finger grip. So it's about a 4-inch handle. I think it's just under the 4-inch handle and an under 3-inch blade. So that's it. I'll just prove that to you. Let me just see. There you go. It's just, well, the cutting edge, can I tell you, is 2 3/4, well under the legal limit, but the blade is just a fraction over maybe, but nothing much at all. It is a super knife, and I'm really, really happy to be able to give this away to you. And I have Ben Belkin to thank for. He gave me these knives for free, so paying it forward is the best way you get any pleasure out of something. And the pleasure I'll get of giving one of you who supports the channel one of these knives in your hand for free is just, I'm bursting. I'm dying to know who's won it myself. So please get it in. And the only place you can put the answers is in this video. There'll not be another video. It'll be, you'll have to come back to this video if you want to enter. So if you're entering tomorrow, between tomorrow and the 31st, you always come back to this video and put your answer to what video you've watched in the last year. There you go. Are you pleased with that? Is everybody happy at that? And they understand it?
Yeah. Andrew Smith says, awesome prize and a great idea for a giveaway.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah, that's from Andrew.
Yeah, and anybody who's joining in tonight, I'm not that hard that if you become a sub tonight, I'll not do anything for you. I will. This is just a one-off that I hope to be doing next year as well, all being well. But in January, I'll do a video, especially at the end of January, I'll do a video especially for the new subs who didn't get a chance to enter into this. You will get a chance for a knife. It'll not be anywhere near as good as that. Don't hold your breath. But it will be a nice knife that you'll get at the end of January. So if you want a sub, please come along. And if you don't, that's fine. You'll miss out because we're very nice people here.
Okay, so we've got a lot of positive responses there. And I'd just like everybody to know that not only am I forced to help Stephen out with these things, I'm also excluded from the draw. However, there is a sort of consolation in this, because Stephen has been remarkably generous, and I was lucky enough. I now have my own Jack Wolf, which is the Vampire Jack, and honestly, it is the most fantastic knife. I think that's probably one of my favorite knives. It's probably the best one I own. But the only downside to it is that I'm afraid to carry it because I'm afraid of losing it.
Carry it and use it. So yeah, it's been a really nice year for me as a channel. Yeah, it hasn't grown a whole lot because you keep taking loads of subscribers who were with me for years, but really don't watch. They're not too keen on the slip joints, and that's fair enough. I mean, what's the point of watching a channel that you're not going to enjoy? But I'm not going to change on the slip joints. That is going to be the main part of my channel going forward, however long that is. At the minute, I'm so enjoying it. And I'm hoping doing these lives and meeting more people and getting on other people's channels, it just gives me that other wee boost, that you need for any hobby. You need to get highs and lows and get in the arguments, dislike. Like, it's all part of the hobby. And most of the time, it's all done with a really light heart. Ben is making awesome knives, and I can't thank him enough. To be picked to be the only person in the UK that's getting the knives is just an honor, which I'll be forever grateful, because they are the best knives in my collection. The best knives in my collection. So
we do have an unusual request from Six Gun Slinging, but I would like to warn him off, because if you get Stephen started on Irish slang, you'll never get him stopped.
well, here's one for you. When you come home from work and the wife's in the kitchen doing your tea, you can walk in, and if she asks you to peel a potato, look, you can say, "Look, love, I'm like a busted sofa. I'm away to sit down." That just means you're knackered.
Oh, dear God. I said to my wife, my knives, I would be a pincushion. Every single one of my knives would be a pin.
So, any other questions? Everybody, the Vampire Jack and it's just fucking nice, and everything he does. Yeah, Andrew, and that is true. But just talking about Ben, this is another knife of complete excellence. I mean, I've had this a couple of days now. It was sent over to me by David from QSP. This is the second slip joint I believe QSP have done, and let me tell you, I can't find a blooming fault. Now, I know that there's certain reviewers out there, and it's part of their reviews, they will find something that's not right about the knife because they want to give a minutiae detail on the knife. I'm not like that. I never have been. If the knife's good, I'm telling you it's good. If it's really good, I get excited, and I let you see my excitement. But I can't literally find this is a fault. This knife is, I think it's only $60 in America. And it's just the work that goes into this knife, that hollow grind, that micarta handle, honestly, the best I've ever felt. So comfortable. I was talking to Justin the other night. This is as comfortable as my Pena. It's got that sort of rounded, real comfortable feeling. Absolutely beautiful knife. And it costs $60. Am I as excited about this as I am a Jack Wolf? Do you want to know the honest answer is yes. I mean, because every month I tell you the Jack Wolf is perfect, and I'm sure people are sick of it, but it's good that you're sick of it, because that means that Ben's doing his job. He is every month producing a knife that's every bit as good as the first one he came out with. So there's nothing wrong with that. And this knife is fantastic. If you're in the States, get over there to anywhere. I think most places sell a QSP. But just this for $60 is a bargain of the year. It's, what's the steel? I think it's D2, isn't it? No, it's even better. It's 14C28N, which is one of my favorite non-powdered steels. So easy to sharpen, takes a wicked edge, and you can get a mirror polish if that's what you want on a knife. But it is absolutely beautiful. So I'll be doing a review of this. Probably be one of the first ones. I'll probably do this Boxing Day or the day after. I haven't done a video for about 3 days, which is not like me. I usually am sort of every day, or maybe miss one day, but we've been babysitting the kids while our children have been going out shopping for Christmas. So it's by the time I get rid of them, that's it. I'm knackered like a busted sofa.
It's the only way to get them shut up.
6 gun slings. Well, that's lovely. Do you know? I know that's a simple little sentence you wrote out there. Your recommendation on the Rough Rider peanut was spot on. That's the 6 gun slinging, 6 gun slinging. That means the world to me. It absolutely means the world. It's a knife that's under £10, but you know, if I've loved it, if I've not loved it, if I've got a fault, and you agreeing with it, that's all I need. I don't need big pats on the back. That makes my channel worthwhile for that £10 knife. And I know I sound a bit dramatic, but it's genuinely true. I genuinely just enjoy when somebody gets something that I've reviewed. If there's really bad knives, you've never seen a really bad knife on my channel. I just don't put them on it. And apart from that, I'm very good at picking good knives, even though I do say so myself. Justin, back me up.
Hold on a
That
second.
was in the contract.
I'm just about to back you up, but with words. Hold on a wee second. Hold on a wee second. We'll scroll that across the bottom and show.
Dear, dear, dear.
Of course not. Of course not. You, Stephen? No, not at all.
And the thing is, though, there's so many reviewers, and look, I'm not going to speak. I'm the worst reviewer probably there is. I just get away with it. But there's, if a hobby doesn't make me smile and get excited, I move on to another hobby. Do you know what I mean? It's supposed to be a hobby of joy and not getting uptight. Although I do that, I get involved in other people's uptightness because I'm a big mouthed Irishman. But most of the time, I just like enjoying my knives with you and your knives. I enjoy hearing what they are. And I've got so many people now who sent me pictures on my, what's that web pagey thing? What do you call it?
Instagram?
No, not Instagram. Gmail.
Facebook?
I get people now that sent me pictures of when they get new knives. They don't come on the channel and do it. They send it to my Gmail, and I love that they're showing me. It's just amazing that, you know, yeah, no, it is. It's just amazing. Paddy, any updates on the channel?
The channel knife. The channel knife.
Updates is I hope to do a wee bit more lives because Justin's been teaching me. I'm going to be doing, I want to do little quick 15, 20-minute videos with new YouTube channels. But I also want to do little videos if I can get YouTubers that are subbed to my channel but haven't got a YouTube channel. I'd love them to come onto my channel for 15 minutes and just tell me about their knives and what they like to collect. So that if there's somebody in the audience, where the hell am I, the Palladium? If there's somebody else in the chat that night who likes that sort of knife, you can get together that way and meet different people. I just think it's a great way of interacting with people. And so there's going to be much more of that, interacting with people who are not YouTubers, but people who are outside YouTubers. The one that I'm scared of the most, I'm not even going to tell you his name. No, I'm not going to tell you his name because I know he's going to rip me apart. Because he's been with me for years. It's Gizmo. Gizmo comes in and he will let me know what's going on. And honestly, some of his humor is fantastic and his knowledge is amazing. So Gizmo, if you're in tonight, which I think you might be, is Gizmo in?
Yeah, he is.
Gizmo, I would really love it in January if you would come on my channel and 15, 20 minutes about Gizmo and your collection. Maybe bring half a dozen knives on that would show your collection in full, but just sort of half a dozen knives of the stretch because you collect so many different knives. Well, hopefully he's gone red in the face and he's going to say yes, Paddy, don't I?
I've got a question for me. It's not all about you, Stephen, okay? It's not all about you.
Well, I can answer this bloody one.
Okay, the true answer is, Andrew, I haven't sharpened a flaming knife since the evening I spent round at Stephen's learning how to do the sharpening. But it is something I'm definitely going to get a wee bit more results on. And what we'll probably do, even if it's to take up 5 or 10 minutes over on one of the lives, is that you can hear. I'll let Stephen take 10 minutes to berate me on what I'm doing wrong on screen while I try to sharpen. No, you idiot! Turn it the other way. What are you talking about? But it is something I am determined to master because, I mean, apart from anything else, if you collect knives, what's the point in not knowing how to sharpen them? Although in saying that, last time we were talking to Ben of Jack Wolf Knives, Ben Belkin, he was saying he doesn't sharpen knives because his mate Corey does all his sharpening for him. He's got his own sharpening business down the road. So why would you need to, you know? So I've got Stephen to sharpen my knives for me. I could always work with that argument, but I think it's a skill I really need to pay a little bit more attention to. So if you're doing it yourself, Andrew, I can only encourage you to keep going with it.
Look, I must give Justin his due. Justin got promoted in work this year at the end of the year, and he's been setting up a whole new system in his workplace. So he hasn't had the time, and it's been genuine. He hasn't had the time. So he hasn't made excuses there. It's true. He just hasn't had the time. But come January, I'm going to banter him again because he has got a lot of skills already. I will see. Well, Gizmo, that will do for me. I would be honored if you would be the first on my little 20 minutes.
Jersey Knife Guy has seconded that motion. So Gizmo, there's demand there. You have to now.
It would be really, really lovely because it's not really done that much where our subs don't get their voice heard. It's always in a comments section or a live video. Do you know what I mean? This will be actually people getting to see, although I'm sure you don't look as good looking as the picture you put up there, because I've been on YouTube about 20 years and you haven't aged a day. So it would be an honor to have you on if you would come on. No pressure.
We've got a bit of feedback there. Yes, Estarahara, absolutely. Absolutely. That is my experience too. But Stephen, obviously you're going to have to do a couple more beginners knife sharpening sessions. Well,
do you know, if the demand's out there, I always say, just ask me. I have no problem doing them. I'm not an expert sharpener. I can just get a knife sharp. And there's a difference. There's a big difference. I just enjoy doing it, and I do it my way, which was it was self-taught with the help of Jeff Jewell. And if you want to learn how to sharpen correctly, go over to Jeff Jewell on YouTube. He is amazing. Just one F, Jeff Jewell, and his channel is all about sharpening.
Brilliant. Yeah, Jeff Jewell, you can't go wrong with, actually.
So, Justin, show us another one of the knives that you got in 2023, and those of you in the comment section, pick out some of the best knives. Give us one of the best knives that you've bought in 2023 in any price range. It doesn't matter.
Right. Well, the one I'm going to go with, Stephen.
Put you up big.
I'm just going to shift over big. So what I'm going to go with is, this is a yeoman. Okay. Now it's a custom yeoman I made myself from parts that I got from my good friend Dan at Bladebridge. And these are G10 red scales and Lego, G10 red liners and Lego scales. And Dan actually acid washed all of the tools on this. So I mean, it's really a dream knife. I mean, if you collect sacks or whatever, the Yeoman is one of those discontinued models that is really hard to get. If you want to build one yourself, you really have to know how to put one together. So I've been dying to put one of these together for ages, and Dan provided me with all the parts. Now, he did that as a special favor to me, but what Dan normally does is he is doing some fantastic custom work on sacks at the minute. If you check out his Instagram or his web page, you'll see some of the pieces he's putting together. This was just, as a Christmas knife, I don't think you can get any sexier than that as a Christmas, or at least as a Christmas sack. And it's just awesome. So that gave me an awful lot of pleasure.
I'll have to say, Justin, I seen that last night or the night before? The night before. It is beautifully put together. The acid wash on the blades just makes it for me. Absolutely makes it. With them red liners, it's popping. It really is a beauty. It really is a beauty. Any other people put down what they bought this year? I'm very impressed with the Queen Stockman and saw cut bone. Prob Blast, that is one of the Queen Stockmans are just beautiful. Now, is yours one of the older ones or one of the new Rough Rider Reserves? Oh, not the Rough Rider Reserves, is it? I haven't got the Stockman, but I have got the Canoe in the bone, and I have 3 of them. I have the Canoe, I have the Warncliffe, and I have the Barlow. And these are some of my favorite knives in my collection. They're so well done. It's Queen. Rough Rider owns the Queen badge now. They're made with them, and they're super knives. And if you like slip joints and you haven't picked one up, please go ahead and do it and let us know what you think, because I just think they're fantastic.
We've got another one here as well, a Schrade H012.
Got
We do like a Schrade, don't we?
Is that a fixed blade Schrade? Burgundy Durrell and Hundreds, Blast Hardware and Bale, peanut shape with a single clip point. No, that's beautiful. In fact, I wish I could see that. This is the thing, this is what it's lovely. I wish I could see that. I'm going to look it up afterwards anyway, to see it myself. Or if you want to come on and show it, you're more than welcome. Anybody out there, if you want to come on to the channel and maybe show the knife your favorite of the year, please come on. You can stay for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whichever you want. You see the way I give a good time there?
There's nice. Jersey again. And yeah, absolutely. There's some fantastic knives out there.
Now, just another wee bit of knife news. There's still 4 of these knives left at Fraymar Knives. You have a natural micarta. There's only 1 off, and there's the green olive drab micarta. There's 3 of them. So if you're thinking, if you've still got a bit of money and you're on that edge teetering, please don't. Just get over it. If you can afford it and the money's there sitting, it really is. This is a superb knife. Superb. It really is one of the fattest Warncliffes you'll ever see. And this, it doesn't matter whether it's carbon fiber or it's micarta. It doesn't make the knife any less of a knife, and they are fantastic.
Here's one for you, Stephen.
Yep. Jonesy. W3.
The Who version 2.
Oh, yes, the Who version 2. I've got that one. I'm going to have to slow down next year. Sorry, it's not going to happen. We all say we're going to show down.
Let me tell you, we think I was trying to Stevens the other night, and what happened was that he told me about the knives that he just bought or was going to buy, and he said, "No, that's it. That is it. That's all I'm going to buy until the end of January." I think it was 2 days. 2 days he lasted, and then he phones me up and says, "Justin, you need to see the new knife we've got." And I went, "Stephen, you just told me that you weren't." So he's a hopeless case. It's a lost cause. It's as simple as that. Have you got the Who 2 handy?
Yeah, I have indeed. This is the Who 2. The Who 2 is really. This is absolutely beautiful. Who Knives makes this. This is his second design that he's got out. It's absolute. I just love this. The titanium scales. Let me just, if I can get a good picture. There you go. They're stonewashed, or not stonewashed, but tumbled. They're absolutely beautiful. And I have been using this solid for nearly 2 weeks now, and you can't see any scratches. But the blade itself, very much in that Chris Reeve size. It's under 3 inches. Under 4-inch handle. It's so comfortable in the hand for me. I have a large hand. I can get a good grip on this. Not a problem. You've got the guard there. It's a double detent, but it is a strong double. I'll just show you me breaking it. It takes a lot of force to break that. And unless you're doing something wrong, it's not even a worry that's in my head. Not a worry. But a beautiful, beautiful knife. Again, not super slicey that everybody seems to want behind the edge. This is good behind the edge. There is a lovely tip on it. If you can see there, there's a lovely tip, but it's by no means very, very pointy. You can pry poke. This is an EDC gem, and I've got a 10% discount off the price now at Who Knives. Go on there, you get it, and you're going to get an M390 blade, a full titanium scale. You get a stainless steel pocket clip, which was changed from titanium because the titanium wasn't good enough. It's a tumbled, just like the rest of the blade, stonewashed and tumbled. It's absolutely brilliant in and out of the pocket. Again, I'm going to just say it. The only one wee tiny flaw is the thumb studs are too skinny, and they are a bit jaggedy. But he has sorted that out. They'll be coming in by the end of the first quarter. He'll get new ones, and that'll be sorted. But I've actually a video out showing how to flick it. I know that sounds really silly, but it took me a couple of days to work out the way to do it. And now I'm not even in a rush for the other thumb studs because I can get it every time. And the noise it makes is amazing. Again, double T10, just beautiful.
Does it have a number on it?
Yes, mine is number, I think it was 53. Where is it?
Oh, Tara Harris well ahead of you with a number 12.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say now, I'm not a number man, but I'm pleased that you've got a 12. It's that I think it is a great knife with that one just tiny wee thing, which is going to be fixed next year anyway. But to get that knife for 140 quid, say with a 10% discount, is fantastic. Great knife. I love the blades. Yeah, thumb stud are fine for me. That's brilliant. Don't forget, I'm an old fart, and my fingers do not have the compression they used to have. So it was a bit tight for me, and I thought if somebody else could, use the tip, I thought I'd just put it out there. I want to try some UK-made pocket knives. Are Wright and Sons knives good? You're probably speaking to the worst two people. Me and Justin are Arthur Wright, complete converts. We know the new owners of Arthur Wright and Sons, which is Michael and Ashley. They're two fantastic men, father and son. Michael's a father, Ashley's a son. He is also a custom maker in his own right, stepping away from the Arthur Wright. And me and Justin both have a burgeoning collection of his knives. I've actually got one here I can show you. Oh, there we go. There's one.
There you go. Now, 6-gun slinging. This is a piece of work because this is a Damascus trapper, and that with a brass bolster, brass liners, and that's I think it's dyed maple as the handle, and it is the most gorgeous knife. It really is. It's just a beauty. And that's one of Ashley's customs. He does it. I mean, well, Stephen will explain better than I will because he's got a couple as well. Stephen, away you go.
Yeah, Ashley, that's one of his customs, and it's incredibly hard to get on his books because they're always closed. He has so many people that hit him up on Instagram, and he can only do so much because he's a working man. And then he does this. He runs the Arthur Wright shop for making knives, just their usual run. If you type in Arthur Wright knives in Google, it'll come up, the site will come up, you just go in and you can pick whichever knife you want. Sometimes there's an 8-week delay if one of the particular brands is out, but Ashley still makes some of his own custom knives in the same shape as the Arthur Wright knives. This is just a very simple spear point with a wooden handle. Now this is whiskey oak barrel or whiskey barrel, I think it is, this wood. The normal ones will just have a hardwood of no substance. This has got 01 tool steel. The normal ones in Arthur Wright will be, I think it's S200 it's called. It's a Sheffield steel. It's just a working man steel. It's nothing special about it. But their knives, the price for their basic knives is about £38. And to me, I think that's the best £38 you'll ever spend. And like a lot of other traditional, budget brands, you might get a gap here and there. It mightn't be completely centered, but it doesn't matter because £38, you're buying a working knife. They are solid, really strong pull on them. Listen to that. I mean, really strong action on all their knives, which I like personally. So, yeah, I would recommend Arthur Wright and follow Ashley Harrison on Instagram because, I mean, the average price for his knives is usually about, for his basic knives that are custom made by him, by hand, Are you can get them from £80, isn't that right, Justin? About 80 quid and
Yeah.
upwards, depending on what the materials you're using and how fancy the blade shape is. But that's a custom knife.
Yeah.
It's just silly, and that's why his books are very rarely open. But what he does do, he sells knives on Instagram. If he's doing a batch of, say, Warncliffes, he'll make one extra and he'll put it up for sale on Instagram, things like that. So very worth following him.
There's a little example of his stag, and that's the same spear point that Stephen was showing, and this is what he calls a work back spear. So it comes with some beautiful scroll work on the back spine, and the stag handle is just to die for. It's beautifully flared at the end, so you aid your grip no end. I think, Stephen, you just got one in stag recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I got the Senator, and my stag's a little bit different again from yours. But it's absolutely, oh, there you go. It's absolutely, look at that there, stag. This bit here just, oh, it turns me on if that's normal. But it's just a beautiful bit of stag, matched beautifully. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so I think that we've answered that pretty comprehensively. Arthur, right? Ashley Harrison, pretty good.
Can't go far wrong.
I was going to say, this is one that maybe RJ I like, because there's quite a lot of us in that wee group.
RJ's left us, unfortunately.
All right.
He had another appointment.
No problem. This is the other QSP that I've got to do a review. I only got it yesterday. This is a little fixed blade, which looks like a duck, which really does appeal to my sense of whatever. It just looks like a duck. It's beautiful. Comes in a Kydex sheath. Lovely retention. Actually, I'll show you the retention. Listen to this. Nothing. It is absolutely fantastic in there. But look at that blade shape. Isn't that just stunning? Just stunning. I love that. And I can't think of the blade shape. It's gone out of my head. Justin, blade shape?
Is it a leaf blade?
No, it's somebody down below chip in with the blade. That blade shape would remind you of. It's very similar to. But this is a lovely, it's a 3-finger knife inside the handle, but your 4th finger here, you can see, now I have large hands, your 4th finger sits on the outside here, and it locks you in completely. Beautiful little blade. Came really sharp. It's quite thick behind the edge, but it comes down to a thin enough edge, but it's a working edge. It's not a super slicer, but it would do anything I'm going to slice. Bar peeling the grape, this would do lovely. A really, really nice knife. So that's another one you've got coming to see this year at the start of, well, probably some of them before next year. Anything else for you, Justin? Do you want to give another one? Or is anybody else?
Somebody was asking about how Ashley's feel without a half stop. I was just saying that the Trapper actually does have a half stop, which is unusual for Ashley's, but most of his other ones don't.
I don't know if my Trapper has a half stop now.
Back spring. I mean, in terms of the pull on these, Stephen, what would you put normally for Ashley's? A 7 or an 8?
About a 7, yeah, about a 7. Yeah. 7.5.
Yeah, easily on most of his. So if you're closing it clumsily, I'd keep your fingers out of the way. Was it a Nesmuk?
Nesmuk, that's it. Nesmuk.
Yes, thanks.
Nesmuk shape.
Thank you, Michael Morgan.
Thanks, Michael. As usual, my brain goes dead at this time of the night. Well, it's quite the same in the morning anyway, but there we go. Any other questions from people? Because I'm not going to keep you here. If there's any other questions, we'll certainly stay for a minute or so. But if not, we're going to try and keep these under an hour, because one, it gives people, I can talk for 2 to 3 hours, as I do on other people's channels when I go on them. But there are channels that want to go that long, I must say that. But for me and Justin, about an hour is enough. But I mean, if we get somebody special, Gizmo, we could go on, a bit longer. One
wee question. I haven't, Andrew loaded this one, and there's been a couple of comments about the ORJ. I haven't come across this one, Stephen. Do you know it?
Okay, looks bigger and slightly uncomfortable. That's the ORJ. The ORJ.
Ring any bells?
This is my head.
That's very true.
Yeah, I was never good at what do you call them thing? Password or crosswords?
No.
ORJ means nothing.
Well, what we'll do is we'll do a bit of late research on that one.
Yeah,
We'll
the
find out
ORJ.
where on earth it comes from.
If you let us know what it is if you're there, and you can quickly get it up.
I think
But I hope
we're running out of questions, Stephen. So I think it would only be good manners to let these people get back to their evenings the night before Christmas. And
Yep.
thank you all very much for joining us. This has been a blast, honestly.
And this will go up sort of in a couple of minutes, won't it, Justin?
I mean, it's already live, so it should automatically.
Oh, of course, yes.
Last Ranger, thank
Ohio
you very
River
much.
Jack. Sorry, Last Ranger. Yes, I haven't had an Ohio River Jack yet. I might actually contact him this year and see if I can get one from him. What I don't want to do is I don't take knives for the sake of knives, and because I'm doing Ben, who's the modern traditional, I don't particularly. And now Ben has never said this or never would, but I'm trying to stay away from other modern traditionals when I'm doing his, and I feel as if I owe him that sort of to try and keep his the main one.
Yeah.
I have some standards somewhere in the depths of my mind. There's some standards, and they're mine, they're only mine, and they make no sense to anybody else, but that's it. But they look beautifully made knives. The Jigged Bone, the new one in Jigged Bone, the Hedgehog, looks outstanding. Outstanding. Thank you very much, Jersey. That's really nice of you. Merry Christmas. A really Merry Christmas to you. And let me just say, I've had another wonderful year on YouTube. The year has been sort of getting out of COVID, getting back to normal. I don't have the money I had sort of a while back, so I'm not buying as many knives, but I'm still enjoying getting content that I like, that you seem to like, and it'll keep going like that. I promise nothing, but we'll get something. And I really appreciate you coming to the live tonight. I hope you'll understand, if you are just new to the channel tonight, there's a reason why I wanted this knife to go to somebody who's been here all year and who I want to say thank you to for them. Next year, you'll have this chance if you join tonight. So from Justin, any last words, Justin?
Just Merry Christmas, everybody, and a very happy and prosperous new year.
And I second that. Thank you so much for coming along. Gizmo, hit me up and tell me what date in January.
He won't let this go. He will not let it go.
I'm going to be like a little bear on your backside. Right. Take care, everybody. I'm away. From Justin and me.
Bye.
Happy Christmas.